I never went to any baking school.
Wow.
Yeah, I never walked into any baking school.
So everything you know today, self-taught,
Self-taught,
experimentation.
God, I'm such a firm believer of God. I know it can happen. So for me, I was not only pushing it to cakes. Kama if I wanted to be a cake artist, then by now ningekuwa nauza tu keki.
Yeah.
But for me, I ventured into a business. How do I build this? How do I build my cake business into an empire? So one day when I was scrolling my YouTube channel, I bumped into Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. I wish one day I will have a meeting with you. Yeah, just like a session like this, but that guy, I think those zile videos Mungu alitaka tu nizione, because there's one thing that he said and it's still ringing into my ears. 10 years now. He said your gift is something you do best with the least amount of effort.
Wow.
You see, in this life, you can't just ask for help wakati wewe mwenyewe huwezi jisaidia.
Yeah.
You need to be at this ujaribu. You just go crazy ufike hapa so that you can get help. Sikuwa na vitu mingi, by the way. Zile oven zangu mbili nikanunua nikaeka hapo. Sikuwa na fridge, madesk, mabench hapo nikachonga nikakaa, and it was a class. And that's how I built my own bakery from scratch. Not a lot of people know about this. Yeah, but yet nawaambia, but hawajui ile deep. Unajua alijenga vipi? Come ask me how I built the bakery. For me, it was a tough decision per se, because balancing between the personal life and the business life, it's so hard. I can't lie to you, it's so hard. But for me, he found me when I was doing my business, and thank God, he's the perfect husband, I can say. Mwenyezi Mungu alimleta at the right time, because we have the same mindset, I can tell you. And most of the things I can say, ever since I got married, alhamdulillah, I can say most of the things that have happened is because of my husband's support. Wow. And I can tell you, behind every successful woman,
there's a very supportive husband.
Very supportive husband.
Thank you for that. Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Life in Focus here in Lifelines Network. Today we have yet another guest who will be telling us their story, introducing themselves to us, and taking us behind the big brand that we know, and we get to know the person behind what we know. Before I introduce our guest today, I want to remind you that you continue to follow us on our social media platforms. Our Instagram page is live, our Facebook page, our TikTok page. Make sure that you do follow us there so that you can get updates on this interview and so many more that we'll be posting on our YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, have you subscribed yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Now, without wasting time, my name is Miss Noni, and in studio today I have a guest who has been described by many as a Swahili word, mwanamke bomba. A woman who's a driving force in the society, a woman who's changing lives, and a woman who's serving some sweet treats. Karibu sana. Yeah, please introduce yourself to our audience, Leo.
Thank you, Life in Focus, for having me today. It's such a pleasure. Now, I am happy to be here on this I want to say a session, so that I can be able to speak out. Na mtu ambaye anaangalia kule nje aweze kupata yale yaliyoko ya ukweli, because I don't want to lie. So people think like kufanya biashara ni rahisi, lakini nayo inachukua so many, yani ni ngumu sana. So my name is Amina Khalid Ahmed. I am the founder and CEO of Minat Bakery and Cake Zone Academy. Yeah. I have 10 years in the baking industry. Na so far I can say it's been such a smooth, lovely journey, and also full of hardship, but ni God too. So I started baking when I was 17 years old, and I can say that was a gift God gave me. In fact, at that time nilikuwa nauza tu keki, because I was done with my my high school per se. Na nilipokuwa niko high school pia, I remember niliuza keki moja. So yeah, so at that time nikasema nafanya tu ili kupata tu airtime, upate kununua viazi, pizza. But then I got an order not even an order per se, sorry. I got Sharuka.
Ukapata order.
No, so when by that time nilianza kubake nilipokuwa nimetoka high school, so my small brother alikuwa anafunga skuli. So he requested for a cake. You know those time, even for you Miss Noni, ulikuwa kumaliza unafunga shule, you have to have a cake.
Lazima na
and
soda.
A soda. Yes, you see those times. So he requested for a cake and I made him a cake. And mind you, I think the next day when I was walking in the streets, because about that time nilikuwa naishi Kisauni. So the next day naenda to street na salimia na nanunua viazi, and people were so, oh Amina, so at that time nilikuwa ni Amina. Oh Amina, the cake was amazing, blah blah blah, hatujawahi pata keki kama hiyo. Ulipika vipi? So for me, you know, at that time sikuandika recipe, nilichanganya. So imagine kuchanganya, now you're getting back to do another cake, you don't know the recipe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You forgot the first...
I forgot the first recipe. So it was so hard for me to make the exact cake again. But mimi ni nani? Nikasema no, I'll have to keep on making cakes until I perfect. I remember by that time I used to follow the cake gurus in Mombasa.
Yeah.
But apparently, you know, at the time the fees was so expensive for me, for a 17-year-old lady. I'm a girl ambayo amemaliza high school, tena unaenda tutafuta tena like 50,000.
Yeah.
Ambao unaweza enda university. It was so hard. So nikasema no, mimi si give up. Nikaambia mamangu akanipatia, mwanzo nilianza kutengeneza na makaa. Recipe nishasahau, nimepatia jiko ya makaa pia, nayo sijawahi kutengeneza na makaa. But I was like no, I have to keep on moving, because people are now requesting cakes. Do I have to sell nothing?
You have to do something about it.
I have to make money. The small money at that time, like kupata 500 shillings ni kama umepata 50,000 SIA. So nikasema no, let me just start with the little that I have. Na nakumbuka, in fact I have a picture, I don't know if I still have it, but I don't have hijab on. But nilikaa chini, unaonele kinu ile ya kuponda. Ile nikaitilt, nikachukua na kibao ya chapati. That was my turntable.
Wow.
Na nikachukua karatasi ya tuzo. I have that picture. One day I will show it out to the audience, and people will be so astonished. Nikachukua hiyo pakiti ya maziwa, nikawa na kisu ya ile ya kupaka siagi, and I was decorating a cake.
Wow.
That was my starting point. Wow. 10 years back.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Amina didn't have a turntable then.
Not an oven, not a stand mixer, not even the right recipe.
Wow.
Not even a teacher. Nothing. Not even a mentor. It was just a young girl who wanted to make money per se, in order to support my family, because I was raised by a single parent, my mother. Na pia ilikuwa tu ni ngumu at that time. Any umetoka tu high school, unajua ukimaliza high school unaenda computer classes, unaenda driving classes, unaenda wapi na wapi. But for me, I was not that lucky. I just had to go venture into just to keep myself busy and have the little amount of money niweze kununua airtime na kukula pizza.
No, going back to that lady mwenye anatengeneza, ulitoa wapi knowledge kwa there is something as a turntable? Unajua people watching us right now ni watu ambao wanaona keki probably online, anaipata kwa harusi, kwa birthday, but they do not know the process that it takes for the cake to actually get to that table. So ulitoa wapi knowledge kwa there is even something called a turntable?
Okay. So for like, I'm sure nikikupatia pilau sahi, you will know definitely what it needs to do a pilau. So for me, you know, because nimekuwa na mamangu, unajua, alafu mama wa zamani wanapenda sana mambo na jikoni. So tayari we used to make something that is known as donuts. So you know, like kutengeneza donuts you need mayai, sukari, blah blah blah, Nescafe hivyo, vitu kama hizo. So for me, I know that kama unaweza kutengeneza wali, pilau haikushindi. So if I knew the simple recipe of kutengeneza donuts, so of course I would have make a cake as well. So nikachanganya and nikatengeneza hiyo keki, but at the same time iko sina hiyo turntable.
Umefunzwa kupika umeona donuts zikipikwa. Umeona the ingredients za donuts. Kwa hivyo unajua keki there's something that, kwa sababu nikisikiza hii taste ya huku na huku ziko similar. So there is a similarity in this. Talk to us.
So you see, as a Swahili woman, I can say, or a girl, you need to love the kitchen. So I guess I took it from my mother and my grandmother, kwa sababu walikuwa wanapenda sana mambo na jikoni na kupika pika. So for me, I was like, if I can make donuts, so why not cakes? Now that time zile donuts za machine, it was a trend. Like they have to be in any Swahili household. So for me, nilikuwa nafundishwa unatia kila kitu unasaga na you just it's more like a baking thing, but you just use a machine. So nikasema, if I can do this, why not try another thing? So nikafanya, and first time nilikuwa nafanya without the cream. Nikaona, I can make a cake. Mara leo inakuwa sawa, mara kesho inakuwa hivi. But remember that time I was still using a jiko to make the cake. So with time nikaona, I'm getting orders. Let me try doing a cream. Hey. Yani it was just a disaster, because I don't know the recipe of doing a buttercream, and at that time the internet was also a problem. You see, now with our smartphones we can just Google anything, but that time I remember itakuwa sikuwa na simu, kuna ideas.
Wow.
The small phones alafu imefungwa paka na rubber band. So how do I search how to make a cake? How do I search the best baking classes in Mombasa? How do I search even the right recipe for beginners? It was tough. 10 years back, it was very tough. Your time, unaenda tu cyber, you pay 20 shillings for 20 minutes.
Wow.
And at that time, I think in Kwenye cyber, I was just surfing on Facebook instead of doing the right recipe, but ilikuwa niko Facebook. Yeah.
So what would you say was that moment you feel that iyo sasa you do not know but you're trying, and sasa you got to a point now you have the information that you need to actually do a cake? Let's not even get to a business, because that's a whole different world.
Correct.
Now getting the right recipe and now perfecting your craft.
Yeah.
Ilikuwa wapi hapo?
So you see, when my mother aliona nimeza tunza keki hata ya ndugu yangu from the closing ceremony yake, she actually alimwambia, I think one of my uncles or maybe a neighbor, that mimi natengeneza keki. That's the thing, mimi natengeneza keki sijui ni 2 ni 3 za nyumbani.
Yeah.
So I got my first order. I was selling at 3,000 Kenya shillings. 3,000 at that time was 300,000.
That's a lot.
A lot. So nikasema, imepata tena, alafu on top of that nikajipatia confidence yangu ikashoot to 100, nikatengeneza keki ya 2 tiered. So nikatengeneza layer ya kwanza na layer ya pili. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Again, no oven, no turntable, no even the spatula we call it, or the palette knife. Nothing. But again, I think I shared that picture like 3 months ago, and people on my Instagram went crazy. My first cake I did, it was just like kama unacheza na matope. Yeah.
I would love to see that. I think I'll be going to your Instagram
yes, it's still it's still there actually, but I shared it out as a source of information, as a source of motivation. So if like companies like Amazon and Google, you see, they had a picture back then in a small office with one desk.
Yeah.
I've seen that picture so many times. So if they can do it, why not me?
Yeah.
Why not you? Why not the person that is watching this? Why not them?
Why not them?
Yeah, because God alitumba sisi. So if he can give it to someone else, then probably you can also get it.
So is it fair to say that you never went to any baking school?
I never went to any baking school.
Wow.
Yeah, I never walked into any baking school.
So everything you know today, self-taught.
Self-taught.
Experimentation.
God. I'm such a firm believer of God. I know it can happen. Even the time I was starting to bake, you see, there was I was kuna ile gap I was missing, and I can tell it to everyone, even maybe you, Miss Noni. We need a mentor.
Yeah.
We need a mentor. Whether even the successful people, they have someone who wanna consult. They have someone who wanajua, if I am making, let's say 5,000, how do I double it to 10,000? So for me, I was not only pushing it to cakes. Kama if I wanted to be a cake artist, then by now ngikuwa nauza tu keki.
Yeah.
But for me, I ventured into a business. How do I build this? How do I build my cake business into an empire, into a company that 20 years from now, 10 years nimefika 10 years. So 20 years from now, would my cake taste the same? Would I just be the only person who is running the company? Will just I I just wanted to be somewhere that everyone knows about Minat Bakery.
Wow.
Yeah, those are my goals. So for that time, nikakuwa tu sasa kutoka kwa mtoto. Kutengeneza cake just for being happy and making money. Nikaamua sasa nitengeneze for profit. Now I started charging people worth the cake because I know my cakes are tasting nice.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is when I started now selling it to clients, people were not liking my cakes.
Wow.
Yeah. They were saying, okay, yako ni nzuri, the taste is nice, but your decoration is not really nice. And you know, I took that as a weapon. Like, kwa nini unakula keki alafu unasema design si mzuri? Nitakuonyesha next time. So for me, hizo feedbacks, they were building me. Because whenever I was doing this, like I was creating my own recipe. Every single time nitatumia mayai 5, mayai 10, I have to taste the cake. I have to test it. Nijue, hii mayai 5 nimeweka this time. Ziko sawa ama nampigia client, umefanya nini keki yako? Inaunja chumvi na masala. So I used to take it so serious by then because I am learning. And I had no money to go for a good baking school. So I usually tell my students that mko lucky sana because you got me. At that time, I was starting, I got no one by my side. So nikasema, keki, it can make me a lot of money, maybe a good money, but I need a mentor. Apart from I had like God as usual. You know, you can never, nothing can happen. Paka Mungu aseme.
Yeah.
It can't happen. There's no rocket science. So one day when I was scrolling my YouTube channel, I bumped into Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. I wish one day I will have a meeting with you. Yeah, just like a session like this, but that guy, I think those zile videos Mungu alitaka tu nizione because there's one thing that he said and it's still ringing into my ears 10 years now. He said your gift is something you do best with the least amount of effort.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's also a verse in the Bible. It says your gift will put you across
on tables of with kings.
You will be utakuwa aired out in front of people because of your gift. So, and I was like, this man is not crazy. For him, I think everyone knows about Steve Harvey. Alisuffer sana. Even he lived in his car for like 3 years. So, kuna joke sana, but maybe I was speaking the business aspect. Always. Even I bought a book from Steve Harvey. Inaitwa Act Like a Man, Think Like a Lady. Think Like a Lady, sorry. So all this because I wanted to do something. Sikutaka kuventure mostly into cakes, but I wanted also to make money.
That's interesting. Now, when was this point where now Minat Bakery was born?
Minat Bakery was born on 2017, I can say. But initially, I started baking at 2016. So for 2017, that 1 year, I was learning mistakes, nini. But also, nikaanza sasa kufanya all these, the right documents. So, the registration first. And when I was doing the registration first, I was not Minat Bakery. I started by the name Raccoon Cakes. I don't know why I
why did you choose raccoon?
Because there's a reason why I chose raccoon. Raccoon ni wale wanyama ambao they never sleep at night.
Yeah.
So for me, I was not sleeping at night because I was always Googling and finding information and baking at that time. So I called myself Raccoon Cakes. And then later I was like, kwana kama wewe ukisikia raccoon cakes, yani you just wonder like, no, not a raccoon because raccoon is an animal.
Yeah.
So nikasema no, this is not me. Then I changed to Mini Bakery. So I was calling myself Mini Bakery because it was a small mini, me doing cakes in a small kitchen. Then nikawa nishachukua ile Mini Bakery, and it was so nice. So people knew me as Mini Bakery. Even the first exhibition I did at City Mall, I was 18 years old, 18 years old, and I still call myself Mini Bakery.
Yeah.
So people were coming at City Mall, and I was doing there was something known as Cake Festival, and I was exhibiting my cakes. And I still have that photo. You know, unazungumza na actions.
Yeah.
So now most motivational speakers wanasema, nilikuwa hivi, but there's no evidence.
Yeah.
But for me, I say whatever that has happened because I still have that picture, and I was with my sister beside me. I was 18 years old selling cakes at City Mall. People are coming to my desk wanasema, hey, keki zako tutaka, we want the owner. I'm like, I am the owner, but what are you telling me? And I'm the owner. And I was like, oh, you're so young, you're too nini. Sasa nimenenepa kwa sababu ya keki. But at that time I was too skinny and I was young.
Yeah.
most probably if I wouldn't wish it to anyone ambaye amemaliza 18 years old unauza keki City Mall. It's you see, if you had a daughter anauza keki at 18, now maybe wamekuwa empowered, but at that time we were so tumekuwa tumeachwa nyuma sisi watoto hasa. But for me, I took that as an opportunity. Every single person that was coming there to test my cakes, it was just a 10 out of 10. What I did is I shared my contact and I was like, yeah, please promote me, please support me. So for me, I never wanted handouts. I never wanted to be helped, of course. Help can come in any other way, but for me, I was chasing success. I was chasing to be heard. I was chasing to be seen.
That's really powerful. You know, because most of the time when you listen to young people, they're like, mimi natafuta mtu aje anisaidie, ani promote. But for you, you took it upon yourself to help yourself and find the route to actually get to success. Wow. Now, from Mini Bakery to Minat, when did that happen?
I believe I was making the right cakes. That's why nikafika paka at least 2 years I was making cakes. But I was selling it at 1,000 shillings. I was not making that amount of money. But again, I wanted all these documents. I was like, if people can go buy cakes from someone ambaye anajulikana from a renowned bakery, why not akuje kwangu? Nikasema, you know what, I need health certificate. I need first to register my business. Even if I'm working from home, I need all these certifications right. That will make me different from any other bakery or any other small baker. So what I did, again, I had no money to go to watu wanafanya hizi business registration. So nikaingia nikafungua e-Citizen. I don't know how I did it. I used Google, nikafungua e-Citizen account. And I remember the first business registration that I did it myself.
Wow.
Nikaingia nikachukura hizo e-Citizen na nikaweka Mini Bakery. I was so happy that finally I have done something in my life, because most of kiangalia your classmates wameenda driving, wengine washaingia CPA, blah blah blah. But for me, I was like, let me do the business and also nisome at the same time. Then nikaeka Mini Bakery. Unfortunately, I couldn't be able to possess the name because it had already been registered by the big company that we have in right now, tunakula mikate. Yeah, Superloaf. So Superloaf initially wanajiita Mini Bakeries Mombasa. So at that time I don't want to be sued, and I know it was not okay for me to be called Mini Bakery when there's a company by the name Mini Bakery. So what I did, I searched tena nikasema Mini the Baker, but I'm like no, it's still not okay to me. Tena nikajaribu tena nikasema let me use my real name now. Nikaandika Amina, because for me I like doing so for me I believe in the work of my hands. Apart from being a baker as Amina Khalid, I also do, at that time I used to do henna.
Wow.
Yeah, henna. I usually nilikuwa naenda pale nikimwona auntie yangu, she had a salon. So I used to do henna pia. I used to do makeup, but then I used to retouch hair at the salon. I also do tailoring. I cook. So for me, I was an artisan in general, because I had so many things that I was doing by the use of my hands. Sijaenda college bado, just interest and passion. So from the artisan, I took the name as Artsy, because I deal mostly with mikono. So I did Amina Artsy Bakery. Again, I was like, no. And it went success, Nikasema, no, I had to pay another name. So nikasema, because when I was in high school, people used to call me Minat. Minat, because there were so many Aminas. So I used to be called Amina Minat. Now that's when I said, let me call myself Minat Bakery. And I never looked back.
That is the beginning.
That's the beginning. When you see Minat Bakery, you see cakes. Yeah, so that was the day I it went success. Nika registered business yangu and I was officially Minat Bakery.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say was the moment that changed the whole face of your business?
I think at the moment when I started going to outside the country. Yes, because the first time I was traveling, the first time nilipanda SGR is when I was traveling to Nairobi. There was a cake expo, and I really begged my mother, like, Ma, please let me go. Let me go. I need this opportunity. And you know, as a Swahili lady, a girl who's not married, unaenda wapi peke yako? Unaenda wapi? But my mother believed in me, and she trusts me a lot. Nikamwambia, please let me go to Nairobi. So kwenda Nairobi ndo kama ndo bus. When I went to Nairobi, now I started going to Nairobi back, and then I started traveling outside. Nikaenda Namanga, nikaenda, and I was just going. Reason being, I just wanted to learn. I even got an opportunity to go to Tanzania. Pia nikaambia mamangu, no, I have to go to Tanzania. Let me just go. Learn their culture, learn how they do their cakes and so on. So at that time, also I had a mentor in cakes, actually. She's world best cake artist by the name Tuba Gechkill. So we used to communicate on Instagram. Because the moment I started Minat Bakery, that's when people started to know me. So at this time, I was doing my first graduation ever. It was during Corona, I think during COVID. 2020, yeah. So we used to communicate even before I started baking. I used to text her, hi, I'm your inspiration. I love your work, blah, blah, blah. And she used to respond me. Imagine someone anajulikana dunia nzima, she's from Turkey, responding to just someone like me. Wow. How? So she used to respond every single time nikimtext, and I respond. Hata kama itachukua time, but she responds me back. Then when I was doing the event after COVID, wanataka inspo. So I texted her, hey, I wanted an inspo so that I can replicate as cake. And you know what? She gave me an inspo. She gave me to do a cartoon like Elsa. We communicate. Sikutaka pesa. These days people think money is everything. Money is not everything. And she gave me the picture, and I tried doing it the same. It turned out not to be that nice, but again, that cake, it was sold over an auction, and I got paid 30,000. Wow. Just imagine.
Over a cake.
It was just a face of someone asijaona, but it's because of my mentor. She just responded me back. You see these small things. She just responded me back. Akaniambia, just try this cake. And I tried, and it got sold 30,000 on the spot. Shika.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, no, now I am hungry for success. Now I need to do everything I can to maintain my brand as Minat Bakery and me as a person.
Now, something else that you said in your introduction, that you are a founder of a school.
Yeah.
A bakery school.
Yeah, a cake school.
Now, the question comes, when was that moment? Because you never went to school.
Yeah, true.
You were self-taught. Yeah. Everything you've learned is all accredited to you.
Yeah.
Now, when was that moment you felt like you know enough or you have learned enough to actually pass on to a student?
Okay, so at that time when I was making money, I can say the first thing that I had to buy first was not an iPhone. I bought a laptop. So for the laptop, I had all the informations. So what I did is I was learning through online courses outside Kenya. So I did the beginner's course. It was just full of 1 year. I was just learning and getting certificates and doing exams. So I was buying courses. If you get a free course, of course, they will give you very shallow information. So I was buying courses ambazo zinafanya abroad, ambazo zini online. So I was just filling myself with enough information because you can't pour on an empty cup.
Yeah.
So the moment I was like, now I have attained I got a diploma in cake making business and I passed with an A distinction.
Wow.
For the first time in my life to get a subject worth A. A positive, yeah. So I was like, because it's something that I loved doing it. And for me, they were asking those questions and I was like giving them like kwa sababu najua majibu zake. So when having that diploma was the time that I was like, now let me start helping my community as well. Because as a young girl like Amina, at that time, I wished I had enough information. I wished I had a teacher. I wished this and this. But for me, I was like, no, let me not this knowledge ikae kwangu peke yake. Kwa sababu for me, I believe in helping others. Because that's the true success. If you help others, I guarantee you it comes back. Triple, double, it just multiplies back.
Yeah.
So when it was during COVID, that's when Minat Cake Zone Academy was born. Because so many people walikosa kazi, people lost jobs, people were depressed, people were just, they were idle. But for me, nikasema, sasa, alafu at that time, mimi nishachukua majukumu. Kuna rent nalipa, kuna stima nalipa, kuna maji nalipa. So how? People would rather buy unga wa sima than buying a cake from me.
Yeah.
very true at that time. So nikasema, Amina, help others. At this time people are depressed. Waite hapa tupige story, tuuze keke, tufanye keke. So nikasema, now let me just start the baking classes. And mind you, I started with 2 students.
Wow.
Just 2 students who believed in my work. Okay. At that time I was charging 5,000 for a beginner's course, which was going like 2 months. Nikamfundisha, and from the 2 students, the energy that I poured into them, the information that I poured into them, they were so happy and they were glad that waliweza kufanya keke. And also I got students pia. After that nikapata wanafunzi pia ambao mwingine alikuwa na commit suicide. Alikuwa akona hiyo process of commit suicide, but the moment she came to the small kitchen, the school, it just turned her mentality. Hakutaka tena ku commit suicide.
Yeah, she sees the future now.
She sees the future now. And for us it was not only about cakes. It was about cakes, but kuna ile the bond that we create. Kuna ile mentorship, tunaambiana kuhusu kazi, the real life situation tunaongea. So for me I was like, now let me be the community person. Wow. Let me try to help my community now be somewhere in life.
That's really powerful. Do you have a student who you feel has been your greatest success story?
I have students. Students. So yeah, because 500, saying wafika 500 students.
Wow.
So I'm trying to see 5 years ago, yeah, I have a lot of students ambao wamefikia mbali. Now the one thing that is pushing me forward is because Mombasa became small now. No, because watu wako wanataka tena classes from Nairobi, Kilifi, Turkana. Na sasa Kenya watu wakachoka akasema no, tutaka sasa Tanzania. Yeah. Also got students from Tanzania wanakuja, wengine from Uganda, from Ethiopia. You see, wengine walitoka even UK, wanakuja tu wanataka classes from me. Wow. So for me that's success. When I see someone ameweza kujisaidia katika maisha yake, there's something that she can do herself, that's success to me.
That's really good. I really love that. Now there is also something that I saw here. Yeah. You won an award recently, an award for the most influential Muslim CEO in Kenya. That was very recent, in March.
Yeah, in March. Yeah, that's recent.
Please tell us about that.
I think that's the 4th or 3rd time I'm winning the same award. Because when I nimeanza hizo baking classes, that's when I started now selling cakes. People started to know me, and that's when I started getting the gigs. I can say. Yeah. Imagine being called when I was 19 years old. Unaitwa uzungumze at KTN. Ooh. How as millennial on the move. And people now started acknowledging my strength. They knew my work. They knew the person that I am right now. Wanajua nimepitia nini, nimeanza na nini. So all these gigs now zikanifanya now nipate hizi the awards. Now you see there are so many bakers I can say about at that time hawakupatiwa this platform. But for me, I can say is I was pushing so hard to just make myself different and also to help the community. You see, I had all the freedom of making cakes, and I'm sure by now ningekuwa Mombasa nzima mimi ndo nauza keki peke yangu. But for me I was like no. Instead of making that amount of money, let me just teach people how to make money. Because in this life money is not everything. Again, money is not everything. Unaweza patwa pesa but hujui fanye nao nini. Yeah. I said if I help someone, let me just give them the skills. Of course I'm charging them, but I'm giving them a lifetime skills that hawezi sahau na naweza wapatia pesa.
That's nice. Now for these awards specifically. Yeah. How many awards have you gotten so far? Too many.
I lost count.
Too many. I love the silence. You're trying to count them in your brain.
I don't know, but I just lost count, and I think there are more than 15 or 20. Wow. Yeah.
Congratulations. Yes. I think we should have done this episode in your kitchen.
I would love to.
As we bake.
I would love to have an interview there. Because it's my happy place. It's just my happy place.
Wow.
Yeah, indeed.
That's beautiful. We're going to go on a very short break, a 5 minutes break. We take a sip of water. When we come back,
thank you.
We continue the discussion. We want to continue.
There's more.
There's a lot more to unpack here.
Thank you so much, Miss Noni.
All right, we're going on a short break. As we go on this short break, take these few seconds to go on our social media platforms. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get this and so many other interviews that we have right here on Lifelines Network. See you in a few. Welcome back. Earlier on, we had our guest, Madam Amina, the founder of Minat Bakery and Minat
Cakes and Academy.
Minat Cakes and Academy, talking to us. We asked her a very simple question. How many awards have you received so far? Akatuambia, there are too many to count. There are too many to count. And that shows the extent of your success. So I have several that I'll read.
Okay.
And then it is more of, we want the people watching us to know the kind of things that you've been up to and the kind of challenges that you've been, trying to beat. So one is, she's a finalist of Forbes Under 30 Under 30. That is the year 2021.
So maybe to correct that, Forbes, I was a finalist, but it just didn't want to being the winner. And I had my mentor naitwa Amina Khalid Ahmed. Alinimenta sana, and I was so hopeful that I would get your Forbes Africa. It's Forbes Africa, by the way, not Forbes. Yeah, it's Forbes Africa. And also, I think one of the things that ilinifanya nisichaguliwe, I think, is the passport. Because at that time I had no passport.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
Do you have a passport now?
I do have a passport right now.
Okay. I think we can work on that.
Yes, definitely. But I'm still young.
Yeah,
I'm still children.
You're still children.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, Kayana Female MSME Award, Community Impact category in 2024. Tell us about that.
That was last year. Apparently, it was during the protests. And I applied, and I even booked the SGR. And I was supposed to go, but again, because of the riots in Nairobi, but sikuenda. Imagine naenda Nairobi kwa mji wa mtu na mimi nashinda as the winner. It was such a very proud moment. Winning an award in Nairobi, not too many can be able to get that opportunity.
That's great. We continue. We have Best Small Business Award by KNCCI 2023.
Yeah, KNCCI.
She's trying to remember these things. Wow, you don't even remember.
I did. No, I remember. It was during the voting. Yeah. So after I usually do my annual events, ndo wanafanya na wao, because now it's most likely end of year.
Yeah.
So yes, it's big. KNCCI, it's big.
Yeah, it's massive.
When I was the winner of the SME award is Minat Bakery, and I was just like,
are you sure?
Yeah, is it me? And people was like, Minat. And I went with my sister. Yeah. You see, these things that I just worked hard for them, that I'm like, are they coming true?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was such an honor.
Well, there's this one that I approve of. Really, I don't even have to ask any question. That is Best Cake Tasting Award, Mombasa Maize Millers 2021. I mean, I have been lucky to taste your cakes.
Okay.
And I know what they are talking about. So you don't even have to explain anything about that.
That was just a miracle.
It is not a miracle. You deserved that award. Thank you. We also have Baker of the Year 2022.
Which company? 2022. Is it for Vijana Network or?
Yeah,
Vijana. Yeah. Oh yes, yeah. Again, I'm not the one who chooses to be awarded, but again, it's my community.
Yeah.
So I believe when you do something for the community will do something for you, because all these awards you have to be voted.
Yeah.
Alafu wanakuangalia categories. So kama unataka peke yako you be successful, people don't want selfish people.
True. There's also something else, featured in 100 most influential Kenyan Muslims. That is a very huge success.
Yeah, that is I think 5 years ago, I can say. Yeah, that was my first award to be recognized. Alafu pia ilikuwa ipo Nairobi. Yeah, so imagine all this, mimi naenda. Just give me the form, I will show up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. We also have something else that you actually went and took it from, outside the country. That's Awards of Excellence, Tanzania International Model United Nations.
Timun. Wow, that was also I didn't expect that award. I went to learn and came back home with an award.
A student who went and beat all the teachers.
But even a student person, you see, people, when they see a baker, they just know that ni mtu tu wa kawaida.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't want just to be called a baker. I used to brand myself. Every single thing nilienda pale, they knew I was from Mombasa. And apparently, walikuwa nashangaa sana. Wanasema Mombasa, no nyo Mombasa mnazoea kukaa sijui kukula maembe. I was like, watch me. Watch me.
There's something else. Attempted a Guinness World Record by frosting 74 cupcakes in 1 minute. Please start by telling us what is the current Guinness World Record.
The current is 36 or 34 cupcakes that was broke by Buddy Alvastro. Yeah, it's on the Google. So for me, I like just excelling in nataka tuku.
Yeah.
Kuendelea, but sasa niliona hiyo, and you know what, I got excited, but at the same time I think there were some things that I was supposed to do, like affording an agent, because it was too much. I need 300 plus after your agent, and I'm not giving up. I will try it again. And I did 80 cupcakes, and the judge was Chef Maliha. She also tried to break a Guinness World Record. So I did 80 cupcakes and only 72 came out perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still, the challenge
in 1 minute.
The challenge was the challenge,
Yes.
You did it.
Yeah.
Now the one that I want to complete this section. I know you have so many awards.
Yeah.
But the one that we'll be finalizing this section with is a True Foods Baker Challenge Cake Competition semi-finalist. Again in Nairobi.
Wow. For that was on a flight. That was on a flight. Yeah. It was not my first time. It was my first gig being paid kuna na ndege.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they flew you there.
Back and
yes. And you went there and became the semi-finalist.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that maybe I didn't win was maybe just God never wanted me to win. Number one. Number two, you see, I use some of my secret ingredients. So apparently, I didn't know that I was supposed to bake in a foreign country. County. So I didn't carry my secret recipes with me, bana. I didn't carry them, and then I took one ambushed, like, you need to bake, and I was like, man. Sasa ya unga wangu, I use nimeacha siri zangu nyumbani, natumia unga wa self rising Mombasa Millers, and sikwenda kupata huko unga, and I was like, sawa tu. But being the finalist,
semi-finalist, that's a huge thing.
A huge thing, I can say, and I'm proud of.
Oh, wow. Now, all these things are you as a baker, but there is the businesswoman behind all these.
Yeah.
I would love to know that one, because you've trained so many ladies, you've trained so many men in the baking world.
Yeah.
Now the question is, how do they turn that skill into an empire like you have done?
Yeah.
So the business side is always a struggle to many. So how did you turn your skill and your passion and your love into now a business?
You see, I've had is inspiration from other big brands. For me, mtu ambaye anafanya more, that is my friend, because I want to be like that person. So when I look back, I see I don't want to mention bakery names, so I just use maybe the brand names. When I see Amazon, when I see Google, when I see Easy Gigi, you see these small companies, ambazo zilianza from nothing, with nothing. For me, I believe in myself. I know that when I'm given an opportunity, I can take an advantage of that. The fact that I know I'm just a young girl from Mombasa, but I want to make my community and my Mombasa, and also me as a person, I want to make myself proud. Yeah.
So the business there, that is, do you have a business mentor? When we look at the bakery industry, I happen to know a little about baking. When you look at the business side of baking, it is one of the businesses that has the lowest profit margin. But you've been able to, sustain the business, and even I know you don't work alone anymore. You have employees. So how have you been able to sustain yourself?
There was one day I was scrolling through my phone, and I read this, that if you're a good entrepreneur, doesn't have one source of income. So I used to love cakes. Now nishapata pesa ya kutengeneza keki. Now for the cakes I had to turn it into the community. Now I'm doing baking classes. So also pia kuna source of income. And I tried to do real estate, like, I'm not there yet. But as a good entrepreneur, you need to have a lot of source of income. So that if business yako ikifail, unajua unapata wapi. So for me, I never had savings. And it's because I was building from scratch. No inheritance, no favors, no loans, no blah, 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 nothing.
No that is
only
bank
pure
account.
hard work.
So
whenever nikipata a good sum of amount, I used to put it in my bank. Ama naweza kusave. So imagine coming out from my mother's small kitchen, and now I wanted to excel because the kitchen became small and people are coming in. I don't have working clients and people don't trust us as home bakers per se, because one, you don't have the health certificate. There's no, hakuna vitu ambayo inafanya mtu anunue keki kutoka kwako kwa sababu anaona tu unapika uchafu. So I wanted to come out of that place now to have a full working bakery and also a team. Now my mother gave me an idea. Kanambia, your father has a piece of land pale chini. Why not ask him to akupatie ile land ujenge? Oh, ni hivyo. Sawa. Boss, babangu nakuomba nisaidie na kiwanja please, nataka kujenga bakery. And he gave me a piece of land. And okay, now I have a land.
How do I get the money to build now?
I have a land with 0 shillings. And I never gave up. That's what I want to try to say. And you know what? I had mentors. Nikawaita mentors, kina Mahmoud Noor, Amani Katana. There were a few mentors, Muhammad Garib. I called them from a chai too. Please, let's meet up on this day. Kuna chai tu, nataka kuambia chai. And I went with cookies and keki. Nikauza the idea and I pitched my business. You guys have been the support system and this and this. And now the kitchen imekuwa ndogo. And now my father gave me the piece of land. I have the land, but I have nothing in my account. Please, nisaidieni. Please invest not only in me, but invest on the people that are going to be in the bakery, the impact. You know what? Oh, sawa Minat, 20,000, 10, 5. Bab, shika. I had 150,000
to start a construction.
To start a construction that hiyo pesa ilisha in one day.
I know.
Hey.
Construction is not for the week.
Not for the week. For me, I thought, oh, now it's coming 150,000. Inajenga paka nimalize kila kitu. Day 1, day 2, foundation 2, foundation. Pesa imeisha. Pesa imeisha. You know what I did? I went back to my small mother's kitchen. Nikaenda nikatengeneza. So the pesa that I was getting from the students and the cakes, mawe, smiti, chuma, blah 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 blah, and it took me like a year also to finish that place, and now it became like 4 walls. Nikasema hata sitaki hata kufanya lolote. Wewe nipatieni tu kuta 4. That's it. And I remember I took the students wakakuja kaona sijamaliza dirisha, and they were so angry. Like, hello, you told us to come and natupatia mabench tunakaa na hujamaliza rangi. Kama please give me time. Please give me time to complete so that by next week or tupate kukuja. Nikampigia sasa, I had to call my guardian, my like some ndugu yake babangu ambaye amenilea. Baba Nasir, I don't have this and this and this and this. He helped. You see, in this life, you can't just ask for help wakati wewe mwenyewe huwezi jisaidia. You need to be at this ujaribu. You just go crazy ufike hapa so that you can get help. And it was done. In 1 week's time, it was done. And sikuwa na vitu mingi, by the way. Zile oven zangu 2 nikanunua nikaeka hapo. Sikuwa na fridge. Madesk, mabench hapo nikachonga nikakaa, and it was a class. No logos, no nothing. It was a class. Nikafundisha. And they walikuwa so sad because it was a class, and the amount of knowledge you napatia, it was just a hit. And that's how I built my own bakery from scratch.
Wow.
With the help of my small mentors and the help of my parents and my uncle as well.
So wow. That is I think that should be your defining moment.
Not a lot of people know about this. Yeah, but yet nawaambia, but hawajui ile deep. Unajua alijenga vipi? Come ask me how I built the bakery. People think I just got it like imetoka tu kwa silver plate. No.
You worked for it.
I worked hard for it.
Not just working, very hard for it. Now, you've been able to train so many youths.
Yeah.
And I think it's a question that I had partially asked you before.
Yeah.
Why is empowerment so very important to you?
I believe in when you want to help someone, teach them how to make that money. There's one proverb in Aenda. If you want to help someone, don't give them a fish sandwich, but instead teach them how to fish. Iliningia tu automatically. I was like, now I need to teach people how to fish. Instead of, Amina saidia na so mbili si na sahi, but you know, tafuta pesa nije nikufundishe class, uweze utafuta hata kama ni 2,000.
Yeah.
You see? So this community is for us. If we leave out the community, who will help them? Because imagine mtu anatoka, let's say, because I got so many cases for women as Swahili women. Tuna lose ile kukua ile feminism inaachwa nyuma kiasi, unaona? So tunadharauliwa. I don't want to use that word, but at some point tunadharauliwa because of what? We have nothing. Aswahili inaenda tu hivi. Aswahili household, unasoma, unaamka, unaenda, unamaliza, unaolewa, story imeisha, unazaa, unalea watoto. But you see, if you having your own skill to make money just to sustain yourself or your kids, I think that is value for the community. Na nikasema, why not tuanza na hawa wanawake mwanzo ambao wengine walikuwa waliachwa with their husbands because they had nothing. But now walikuja, now they have something. Now you see, they have something to say. Ama kuna pesa ambayo inaweza kuangalia kimaisha. So now ikakuwa, unafocus sana na wanawake nini. Nikamwambia no, mimi I don't choose. You either have a passion in baking or you want to make money. Please, we are the perfect person for you. Okay. So now I changed now to be a community thing.
Yeah.
When I help my community, I know for sure one day my community will stand up for me, and I always stand up for them.
Wow. Yeah. I love that. I think they've been standing up for you because the number of awards you have right now shows you that they've been behind you and they will continue supporting you.
And I'll always be there for my community. Always. I will always show up for my community.
That's amazing. Now, Minat Bakery, Minat Cake Zone School has been in collaboration with so many organizations. But the most recent one that we got to notice was Lulu ya Jamii Foundation. Yeah. Please tell us about that collaboration and how it's going, and how it's going to actually help the viewers who are watching us. Unajua, people are watching us right now, and they look at Minat and where you've been. They relate so much with your beginnings. They're like, mimi niko kwetu nyumbani, niko na jiko la makaa peke yake, ndo naanza. So how will these collaborations that you have right now help me to get somewhere, get the education that I need, get the skills that I need?
This collaboration was just it really, any claims walikuwa moved with it because it was very rare for Madam Lulu to pay full course for the students. Unaona huko nje watu wengi sana wanateseka pase. Alafu it was open for anyone who has a, let's say, a passion or maybe akona shida, they were na fill in the email. So unakuwa natuma email na message, alafu ndo wanachaguliwa. So for it was like a bank for the community. Because I've sat down with Madam Lulu before, and she has pure intentions with helping the community. Now, I was like, now this is my friend. Because whenever someone wants to help the community, of course, I am there. I've told you before. Now I was like, okay, let's just do like a small course that is baking and pastry. Kidogo tu hivi wapate, waweze kutafuta pesa, ama waweze kwenda kufanya kazi. You see now, with the certifications per se, even with the experience, uko nje, even outside Kenya, kuna so many opportunities. In fact, kuna mwanafunzi nilimsomesha, akaenda paka, was it? I don't know, ni Abu Dhabi or maybe Qatar or Bahrain, akaenda kufanya kazi. It's because of the skills that nilimpatia ndo akapata zile papers, akaenda kufanya kazi wengine. So for us, we like to support the community. Alafu mtu paka awe anaweza kujimudu kimaisha. So if you can help someone apate hizo skills, aweze kutengeneza pesa zake ama apate kazi mahali, that you have won in life. Because utaki kujisaidia peke yako, unasaidia na wengine. So the partnership, alhamdulillah, we've been able to empower 51 students.
Wow.
Yeah, with the right skills, not just walikuja tu akafanya. And you've seen the videos before. Imagine they frosted the frost cake within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, I can tell you. And you see, that's like inaonyesha kuwa as an academy, as us, we are tunatoa the right skills. Yeah, so when you come to the classes tunakuhakikisha kuwa umeweza kumaliza vizuri na uweza kufanya biashara. Na not only the Lulu ya Jamii partnership, I'm also open for more partnerships. As you're speaking early morning, even yesterday I got a call from Shofco. I'm dealing with a guy from Shofco. I don't know if you've heard of Shofco. Yeah. It's an organization that also inatokea kwa sababu ya community. Their main aim is to support the community, and that's why pia nikaenda nikakutana na wao meeting, and we are having students from Shofco at Minat Bakery Academy. And I'm looking forward for any other partnerships. I am willing. Again, as I said, I am open for any type of community impact.
Now, for these collaborations, going back to the first one, the first collaboration, of course, Shofco, we're here, we will also talk about that. Yeah. How is that a long-term thing, or was it just for the 51 students and we're done?
Madam Lulu is the right person to answer this, but I'll also answer on her behalf. She wanted to do this program kitambo sana, but she started with this number of students. And also we found out that kuna wanaume wengi wanaachwa nyuma. And she also said that we need to do, like, let's say another course ya wanaume peke yake, because if we look back in Mombasa, pase maybe outside Mombasa, wanaume wengi ndo the biggest bakers. Yeah. So wamewacha nyuma kiasi, and I think maybe if she's seeing this, she will also try to balance so that asifundishwe wanawake peke yake ama afundishwe wanaume peke yake. So it's hard to say, by the way. Akiniletea wanafunzi tena mimi, of course I will welcome them with open hands.
So you're ready?
I'm ready to teach anyone. Yeah.
Thank you. I love that. Now with Shofco, what does that look like? Can somebody approach you to join the program via Shofco, or how does that
so with Shofco, they are like on the process, kama wanajaribu sahihi, unaona. So wameniletea wanafunzi, amesema ataletea wanafunzi like nianze nao 5, then in the long term they will start to give me more students. But for them wanaangalia wale from mashinani. You see, ambao wanakuja hapa ni wale hawajiwezi. Even their office iko huko Mshomoroni. Even went to Mshomoroni. So you see, they are dealing mostly na wale wa mashinani. Ameniambia mwenyewe personally, amesema in the future, in the long run, we'll work together to empower the community.
I love that. Now, tutoke kwa foundation, tutoke kwa all the collaborations you have. Now, on a personal level, Miss Noni wants to study baking.
Okay.
How do I get you? What are the charges like? What are the classes? Scheduling look like? You know, all those.
So for the courses, kuna beginners. First kuna beginners in baking, then kuna pastry level, then kuna intermediate level, then pia kuna the full course, kuna half course, kuna diploma.
Wow. Please tell us. Please try to explain, because some of Shaniambia beginner, I know how to bake. I know how to light an oven. I know how to do my mixing. So where am I at this point?
So I'll have to interview you first, and then my team will have to interview you. So you need to know, like, what type gani. Maybe you just want to venture on the pastry side. So there's a pastry course for you. Maybe you want to do like for business. Kuna nitakwambia chukua hii because you want to do business. Maybe you just want to bake. The simple knowledge that you want to do. Kuna half course which is going for like 20,000, 30,000. So it depends on the type of course that you choose. Even ukishamaliza hapo yote sasa unataka ku excel. You want to be like na Minat hivi.
Na Minat.
So kuna course ya diploma. So kuna diploma in baking and pastry pia. So kuna certain levels. Alafu I'm also pia in the process ya kuwa certified by TVET. I'm actually 88%.
Wow.
Yeah, 88%. So we are trying to make it look like now you have to have these certifications. Na kwa NITA pia, we were also on the process of being certified by NITA. But you see, all this, it's quite a process. But you know, they have to know background yako, umesoma wapi, umefanya nini. Even they have to come to inspect your place. So all this, I think, itakuwa complete when my academy is you know, I forgot to say, but when I built the first floor, the bakery now became small, and people were coming in. Now I had to rebuild my own bakery. Now nikabidi nivunje, nijenge sasa niongeze first floor. Yeah, first floor. So tayari nimefika paka first floor, but pesa ni nani? Pesa imeisha. But yeah, maybe this year I'll be able to to finish the whole thing. Now so that nikiamua naweza accommodate 100 students in one day, yes I can, because kutakuwa na flow ya juu na flow ya chini. So maybe that's why the certifications zina delay, but yeah, we are on the process of being certified by the government institutions.
That's nice. That's a very huge step for you.
Yes.
Tunaomba, there's a donor watching us right now. Make sure that you communicate with Minat to do a
Please.
Itaisha. We need our community to be empowered as much as possible.
Yes, yeah. Kindly, if you're saying this, kindly.
Now, when asked by somebody who's starting, and they have as little resources as possible, what would you tell them to take as the first step to get to where you are?
That's very easy. I think the ideal thing is in capital letters. You just need to start.
Answer to.
You just need to start. That's the only secret I can tell you. Yeah, because for me, I just start. Nilianza tu. Kujenga si nilianza tu kimchezo. Nikafanya tena hivi si niliapply nilianza tu. So all this you don't have to be usubiri tu. Oh, mimi nasubiri nikifika 25, nikifika 30, nasubiri nikiolewa, nikipata rich husband nini. You won't get all that. You need to start fast, then now tafuta sasa. You see, all these people think having a business is easy. No, it's not easy. And you don't sleep. Yeah, you don't sleep at all. You sleep lakini you think of your business. Yeah. So now, if you know you're getting into business, please just know that you will work hard. You will quarrel with people. You will just listen to yourself. You'll sleep hungry at some point, but just know that it's not for the weak.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak, kabisa. No. Not for the weak.
So make sure you gather some muscles and stamina before you
have to be hungry for success. Always. The moment you're hungry for success, trust me, you'll also get a partner who's hungry for success.
Wow. Please repeat that. Because they know. I know there are ladies watching and they're like, okay, I want to be successful. I will get a rich husband who makes me successful.
If you want to get a rich husband, if yourself you're not rich. Yeah. So mindset, Zina. Yeah.
I love that. Yes. I love that. Now, I think we talked about this before, and I think it's a very important thing for any upcoming baker to note and also learn. It's a very competitive business. Bakers are rising is left and center. Minat Cake Zone School is, teaching great bakers every day, and most of them are graduating. Yeah. Now a question comes in: how do a baker, how do a person who's interested in this business remain innovative and relevant to the community? Because trends are coming up every day. New flavors are coming up. I heard there's a tomato flavor in cake.
I haven't tried that. But I've tried cake masala, but that I haven't tried.
Cake masala?
Yes.
No. A cake is supposed to be sweet. Let's agree on that first.
Apparently 3 years ago, I made I made 50 type of cakes in Kenya. Yeah.
Well, did you have masala cake in there?
I had masala cakes, I had njugu cakes, I had lamania cakes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I had maembe cakes, I had 50 type of cakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to how do you remain innovative in this business?
So you see, being innovative, you just have to challenge yourself. You see, one of the things that my husband always tells me every single time is, bado hujafika. And you see, for me, I'm like, are you for real? Every single time when I just ambush him with good news, he's like, no, bado. So I'm like, how? And I know nimefika hapa. I'm like, no, bado hujafika. So it took me back to realize, yes, this husband of mine is telling me the truth. Because of what? Kweli, if you know that haujafika, you'll always work hard. But if you know you've done something, you just relax. Oh, mimi nishafanya imeisha. But you see, those zeal, the things that zina work in real life. Ukiambiwa kama leo nikwambia hujapaka makeup vizuri, tomorrow you'll have to do a makeup vizuri. So you see, those words zinani push sana. And for those out there that wananisikiza, just know that you haven't done anything. Kama unaona umefanya keki 10, mwenzako amefika amefanya 100. Wewe lazima ujichallenge. You have to challenge yourself. All the time you have to challenge yourself.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, there's a question that I know Swahili women are watching right now.
Yeah.
You are a Swahili woman who's deep into business.
Yeah.
How did you convince you? Not even convince. How was that conversation with your husband? That okay, yes, I know I belong to the kitchen. I'm a good wife, but I'm also a business woman.
Okay.
That's a very tough one, because I've had bankers telling me, you know, I'm a banker, but I got married, so I'm staying at home.
Okay.
So how is that? And what advice would you give to a lady who's in almost getting married? She's a career woman, and she's being told, you know, after marriage, I want you to stay home.
I think it happens to be yourself. You know, even for us, I can say partly in religion. You see, our husbands are the ones who are looking after us. Come rain, come sunshine. They're the ones that the providers. So you need to know that his job is to provide for you. So akikwambia ukae, we kaa tu. So for me, it can work with maybe naweza kumwambia, oh, mimi says ukaa blah blah blah, but I'm talking on behalf of others. The job of a husband is to provide. That is clear. Imewekwa kabisa, it's clear. But now you have to compromise. Now amekwambia ukae, will you just sit down umwambia sawa mimi nimekaa? So it starts with you, unaona? Ukiambia ukae unamwambia, oh, you know, mimi niko na biashara yangu ndogo, mimi sawa nitaka from 8 to 10 nitaka kwa nyumba, lakini ikifika time niache kidogo niende nikatafute mimi pia pesa zangu. You see, if of course what I mean, kuzitalk tayari unaingia box. So for me, it was a tough decision per se, because, you know, balancing between the personal life and the business life, it's so hard. I can't lie to you, it's so hard. But for me, he found me when I was doing my business, and thank God, he's the perfect husband, I can say. Mwenyezi Mungu alimleta at the right time, because we have the same mindset, I can tell you. And most of the things, I can say, ever since I got married, alhamdulillah, I can say most of the things that have happened is because of my husband's support. Wow. And I can tell you, behind every successful woman,
there's a very supportive husband.
Very supportive husband.
Thank you for that. I think we're going to finish this interview at that note.
Okay.
Because I do not want us to say anything that will dilute that statement.
Yeah.
Behind a successful wife, there's a very supportive husband. Yeah. So I want to give you an opportunity to give our viewers a parting shot, and then we will be, you know, winding up our interview today.
Parting shots. So to anyone who is watching this interview today, Life in Focus, this you didn't watch this video by any chance, but just know that all the points that tumezisema kule nje, please take note of them. And my parting shot today is, anyone who is watching this, whether you are from a rich family or a poor family, hata kama hauna kitu ya kuanza, just know that you need to trust yourself before anything. Just have the zeal to move forward. Ukiwa unataka kufanya kitu, just move forward. Chase success. Usiache success ikae tu unatafute. No. Be the one who is going out there looking for opportunities. Don't just wait for opportunities. Go out there, look for them, work hard, do everything you can to be successful. Yangu ni hayo tu kwa leo.
Thank you. I will call you Minat Bakery, because I know everybody who sees your face, they know Minat Bakery.
Yeah, it's Minat. They see cakes apparently.
That's a good visual.
Yeah,
it's a good visual.
Thank
you so much for joining us from the beginning to now. My takeaways today are: get a mentor. Number 2, just start.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah.
Number 3, make sure that you have the muscles and the stamina to exist in the business world.
Yeah.
That was Madam Amina, founder of Minat Bakery and Minat Cake Zone School, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, where this interview will be posted as an update to tell you when it will be shared on our YouTube channel, that is Lifelens Network. My name is Miss Noni. This is Life in Focus, and this is Lifelens Network. Thank you.